Yo, what is up, guys? Elias here.
And Cole, the co-host of the InspoCast, where we bring future fitness superstars straight to your ear. And before we get into our awesome guests for today, we want to let you know about all of our awesome guests and how you can hear about all of the awesome guests that we've had on here. So tell them where they can find us.
Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok and Instagram. That's inspo._cast. And make sure you guys go check us out on YouTube and Spotify. And we're going to be also expanding to other platforms.
On top of that, also check out InspoCast.com, which is our website. That is going to feature all of our social media links. It has a calendar with every single guest that we've had on there, description, and it will take you straight to the video. But that is all we got for shameless plugs. Without further ado, let's get into our guest for today.
In episode 19 of the InspoCast, we have Rodney Lamb, BroadFit 21.
Rodney Lamb, most notably known for his over 200-pound transformation, is a fitness influencer and motivational speaker as well out of Colorado. And today in this conversation, he talks a lot about his journey through fat loss, also a bunch of other life traumatic incidents, and specifically topics include the life-altering surgeries that he had. On top of that, dealing with loose skin, the Summer Shedding Classic, and the principle of gratitude.
Make sure you guys stick it through to the end of the episode. It's definitely a banger. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And we are live. We are back on episode 19 of the InspoCast, and we are going to welcome our guest today, Sir Rodney. Just quick, brief introduction for the audience. This man literally went from, what was it, like 400 and something pounds all the way down to, I mean, what are you right now?
I was 420 pounds in my heaviest ever recorded. Right now I'm sitting, the most I ever got to was right around 179, I think. But right now I'm maintaining weight, so I'm like 213 this morning.
Dude, holy crap. Because I know, yeah, like you said, I think you got all the way down to, I saw the scale, it was like it was in the 180s, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was like a crazy number. But our boy here, he reached out to us. I mean, have you seen like some of the episodes before then, or like,
Yeah, so actually I have, me and Alex are really close, and I watched his pod and I was like, damn, okay, I really like what they talk about and like what they do. And I've been on podcasts before, and I've been on like one before, so I've just always like interested in it. Then like I also like how you guys, your take on it. So I was like, shit, I've just been staying active, and I just seeing if you guys are willing to hear my story. So
no, absolutely. And I appreciate you reaching out. And like, I know we got a chance at least to talk a little bit over message, and you were kind of sending me some voice messages, and I was like, this dude's story is actually insane, man. Like starting to go through your social media and see. I tried to find that podcast, but I couldn't find it. But I mean, outside of that, it doesn't matter. Today, what we want to do first and foremost, so the audience has an idea, like talk about your story, like talk about where you started in all of this. Cause like I said, briefly for the audience, right? This man, it was 420 pounds, correct? Like that was your heaviest weight.
correct. That was my heaviest ever recorded.
So he went from 420 pounds at 6'3", correct? Give or take we'll call it 6'1" to 6'3", over 6 foot. Okay. But I mean, in essence, like Biggest Loser style, like literally lost over 200 pounds in the process. And like the whole thing is basically documented, which is insane. So talk about that. And I know, there's a lot of other different pieces that coincide with just like this personal growth initiative that you had, right? It wasn't even just the weight. There were a lot of different things. So just start from the beginning. Who were you before you were Rodney now, so to speak?
So growing up, I was always a big kid. I think I was probably like, I was 200 pounds by 6th grade pretty easily. So growing up, my father was a single parent. My mom is incarcerated when I was around 1.5. I'm very old. Just growing up, going through all this pain and struggle. I used food for my comfort, so it was like one of those things that you know, there's other things that people use to cope with, but like food was my happiness, more or less. So like anytime I got picked on or whatever at school, or I got always turned to food because like I mean when you're that young, nobody really turns you down because they're like, oh, like it's not, he's gonna be okay, like he's fine, like it's not, don't worry about it. And then just like also growing up, my dad always working and I'm always in daycare and stuff, so like I never had that connection with my father. Put a lot of stress on like our relationship too, so I don't think that helped at all really. Um, so then like just growing up, and then he got a new job when I turned 16, about 2 hours away, and asked if I wanted to go. And like personally, I just kind of I went for a year, and then after that, I just didn't do it anymore. I just wasn't like really into it. So then I decided to move back, and I've been on my own since then. I was like 17 is when I came back, and then I in high school here and going to college. I had a bad dirt bike accident when I was like almost about to turn 18, the summer before senior year of high school, and left me in children's fighting for my life. I flipped off a dirt bike going about 50 with no helmet or nothing on it, 400 pounds, landing on my head. I shattered my scapula, which is your shoulder blade, broke my collarbone, and I compressed my ribs on my right side, and I broke 7. And then I shattered one into my lung, and then I bruised both lungs, and then I fractured a vertebrae in my spine. Also had like a major concussion and a little bit of brain bleeding. So you're lucky to be alive from that because that's something that could say they lived from, especially being how big I was. Like nobody understood like how I survived because they doctors were telling everybody that they should probably just like plan for my funeral because so it was to an extent so bad they rolled me over to shoot an injection in my spine to help with pain, and my oxygen levels went down to like 18, but I was also on like 8 liters of oxygen. So I mean like I was getting rushed with oxygen already, but like roll you over as soon as they rolled me over, I was going down. I had to hurry up and do that. And then just like realizing, oh, I overcame that was something incredible. And then like it took me a long time to get over that, over the pain and the struggle. Like now I have long lasting, um, like I have a learning disability now, and I also have like a speech impediment a little bit. I stutter when I speak. So like I just like lose track of my train of thought sometimes. And I'll like start completely over from scratch and just rerun it. And then senior year, mid senior year, I was diagnosed with a liver disease, and they told me if I didn't lose weight, start losing weight fast, that I wouldn't see graduation day. Like I wouldn't be able to walk for my high school graduation. And so I was like, whatever. Like I don't care anymore. Like I've tried before. If this is what it's meant to be. Just because of like everything I had to go through in life. So I ended up didn't even think about it, didn't even worry about it. And then sophomore year of college, woke up one day and I was like there's somebody watching out for me. Like over two near death, like having two close death experiences, and saying that I was able to like I'm still alive here today is something incredible. And it really like lit a fire under my ass because at the end of the day, like most people get one chance at life, and to say that I've basically had a third chance is something incredible. And I just feel like I really have a purpose in life. When I decided to start losing weight, I cut out fast food and all soda in one day. Like I was eating fast food 3 times a day. having probably at least 2 liters of soda a day, and then cutting that all out within one day. Like I was probably eating close to 10,000 calories 7 days a week for like my whole life, like after I was big. And so like realizing that, I'm still here, I still have a purpose with something insane. So I decided to start losing weight. If I were to go back, I wish I could lose weight differently. I ended up I think I ate only like 300 calories and had like maybe 16 ounces of water a day for like, I think, 8 months straight. And I was just like watching the progress because like I was losing up to 50 pounds a month. And now that if I can go back, I would lose it a different way because like just realizing that the physical toll that it put on myself, because like all the doctors are like, I don't want your blood work and all of your organs are like functioning like perfectly from going from like literally starvation mode for so not eating. So it's crazy to think that, I'm still here after everything I've been through. So I just really feel like I have a purpose in life. Just, I look at it as now that not is promised, is a new day, and want to better yourself tomorrow. There are good days, everyone has their bad days, but do not give up on your dreams because not every breath is promised, and there's too many people in this world that take every breath for granted. But in reality, none of us really know when our last breath is.
Damn. Holy shit. That was like just the ultimate bomb drop right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, well, one, thank you for sharing. I have like a few questions that I kind of had like throughout that disposition that you had there. And the first one that I had, and they're not really like big things because I think, the story that you tell is big enough. I think people get the picture, right? But it's just to fill in some bits and pieces, just kind of for myself. One, so it sounds like you lived on your own in essence since you were 17 years old.
Down there.
So
I've never really family in town. Like my sister, she moved she moved she was in town, but like she wasn't really in my life because she was 16 or 17 when I was born. So like right now she's like 37. So the biggest impact on my life, like she's been the closest thing lately in these last few years that I could say to having a mom because I've never had that experience like most people have. So like just didn't like people feeling sorry for me. So I think I got a job on my 16th birthday. Like I literally woke up at 5 a.m. and had an interview. Like I already had everything lined up. Literally got hired at like 6:30 in the morning on my birthday, turning 16, and I literally started work that same day, and I worked all day. I didn't even enjoy my 16th birthday because I was like, well, I have responsibilities in life now. So I've had a job consecutively since I was 16. I've never been unemployed. Um, Even when I had my surgery, when I had my leg, I still found a job at a hotel because I was able to sit down and work front desk. And I was still working like 35 hours a week, 35 to 40 hours a week with my leg fully swollen, like wrapped around the cage. But, I don't care because I realized that, I still have responsibilities. Just because I'm down right now doesn't mean the world's going to stop.
I guess it's like, I don't even know how to phrase it. It's like you're coming from a place of so much like pain and suffering that I think most people have never experienced in their whole entire lives and may never even experience in their whole entire lives, right? To see like how much that you've gone through. So it's really hard to like, I'm not here to make comparisons with people, but like, I guess my question for you is like, why do you think there are so many individuals out there that do take life for granted as opposed to you? I'm guessing part of that contributing factor is like the fact that you went through all of this stuff, but what other things do you think differentiate you that make you like this, like super beast almost? I don't know what else to like call it.
So, like growing up, like never like I lived off of like Walmart clothes and like yeah, people did, but like coming from a small town, like if you rolled up to school in like some like fancy shit from like the mall 2 hours away, like you know you were bougie, you know, like you were on top of the world. And so like, come to terms with that just too many people that getting handed to them. And like I know a lot of people that go to my campus on it for college that have never had a job in their life. Crazy because like I'm not trying to judge anyone, but like society, if you've never worked in your life or like if you've got say you've gotten everything handed to you, like your personality and your perception on life is so much different than people that have actually had to work for everything they have. And I'm like I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like just really sometimes think that sometimes people need that little extra kick in the ass because like I feel like it really helps you and understand what life's really about.
Humbling experiences are positive experiences, is what I like to say. So, yes, regardless, it's always going to be beneficial to have a time in your life where, you aren't handed everything and you're not the best at whatever you're doing and this and that. Like being able to you yourself grind and work towards that goal at which you want to achieve is like, I don't know. I mean, it makes you feel rewarded and also grateful and blessed for all the different things that you have. I'm guessing like you're very big into gratitude as well. Well, I mean, obviously you are. Like you literally wake up every day and you're like, holy shit, I literally get to be alive today. But I think part of that also comes with like, you saw the reality of the other side, right? Of like, wow, this actually might be my last day. There's a lot of people that just unfortunately haven't, or fortunately or unfortunately, whatever you want to call it, like have not had that experience yet. So getting that at an early age sets you years beyond many people. And I think that's where you as an inspirational figure come into play, which is a big thing. So my question now is like, you've talked a lot about your story, and I do. There's some other things that I want to talk about, especially like more specific examples. But like, how do you want to, I guess, like influence and motivate and inspire your community through your message? Like, what are you trying to do?
Like I just want to really help inspire others. You know, it's the fact that you can do anything you put your mind to because I really look at that phrase as like coming from what I have done 2.5 years, give or take. You really put if you put your head down and grind harder than anybody else that like I mean, little things that can take you such a long way. Personally, if you put your mind to anything you want to do, you can do it. Like if you don't have that negative fear that, oh, it's probably not gonna work, like you're not gonna do it. But if you keep telling yourself on repeat that I am the man, I is, then you're gonna do it. Like I have a tattoo that says strength and it says courage over fear, mind over matter. Because I really looked at it as I overcame the fear that I had. And then I also, mind over matter is an everyday game that everybody has in their head. Like, not a lot of people talk about it, but like it's you don't really talk about because like it's something that not a lot of people can open up about going through on a day-to-day basis. But in like reality, there might be some people that go through different than others, but like that's who makes you who you are. And it's just like more or less something that I want to help because like I just think there's too many people that take every breath for granted, more or less. And then like, if I can help somebody lose weight, like I have, messages from people that like, hey man, like you really helped motivate me to get in the gym and stuff like that. Like, what are your tips? And they, like I'll love to have a conversation with them and help them. Like that's just really who I am because I want to, at the end of the day, I want to see everyone succeed just because I just don't ever want anybody to ever have to go through what I did. Or like even some people do, and like I'm not even saying I have it the worst. I never say it that because at the end of the day, there's always somebody that has it worse than you, no matter what you're going through.
Right, but at the end of the day, it's not about comparing yourself to other people's situations, just like capitalizing on what your situation is. Yeah, I know you got a question.
Oh, it's for later on.
Oh,
We
okay,
still haven't
fair
gotten
enough.
to like that stuff.
So I want to hear about the specific story of you talked, well, one, I didn't know about the motorcycle, or well, I guess the dirt bike incident. That's kind of crazy. So you did elaborate on that. Like, holy shit, dude. I've never been through anything like that in my life. But the other one that I do know about, and I know you've talked about a little bit on social media, is like what happened with your leg. So like, obviously you lost all this weight. You've had like 4 transformation stories in one lifetime, but in different ways. So talk about like your leg bracing and like, the surgery that you had.
So, growing up, I had bad genetics just because it runs in the family. So being overweight, it puts a lot of pressure on your knees. So what a lot of people don't understand is every pound of body weight that you weigh is 4 pounds of pressure on your knees. So being, I was walking like 6 pounds on my legs. So it caused bad rotational deformity and left my left leg to bow out. So I was 33 degrees off normal. So everybody that I knew called me like a kickstand in a way because that's literally what my leg looked like, and it was probably the biggest insecurity. Public or like random places or even like going to school or some shit, like everyone's like, and then they like look at you weird and like laugh at me and off whatever, and like it was so bad that they told me if I didn't like start losing weight, like I'm gonna be disabled in my early 20s because like my knees are just gonna give out. Like there's not gonna be anything left. It helped me decide to lose weight because I realized that if I don't, I'm not gonna have a future at all. I decided to do that, and then so over losing 200 pounds, I found a surgeon in Colorado, up in about 2.5 hours, or about 2 hours away from me. So if he didn't want to do it, he referred me to somebody else. That surgeon, he took X-rays of me and we talked. And I've never seen something as bad. Like he deals with them, but he's never done one bad. And so nobody in Colorado really wanted to touch me. They wanted to fly me across the country to like Florida or like New York to like a massive hospital, and then fly me back in like week on a like in like on a plane with nurses and everything watching me. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. Like I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to like fly, shake some dude's hand, and then let him break me for 10 hours. So he elaborated with other surgeons and he came up with a game plan. Like, well, if you're willing to let me do it, I'll do it. I was like, I need to do it. So, I mean, at this point, I left to lose. I mean, worst comes to worst, I have to have a leg amputation or below the knee. So, I mean, like, it's either that or I don't walk again. So everything went well. My surgery was 10 hours long. I was out for 9.5 hours. And in at like 6 in that morning. I think I went back around 8:39, and I didn't wake up till like 9:30 that night. I was out all day. Um, my leg in 3 spots, and they put an external fixator on me. External fixator is a big halo ring that goes all the way around of pins that are connected to a cage that run through your bone, and then they out the other side. So I had pins straight through my leg and out the other side, barbed in the middle, so they weren't going to go anywhere. And then the other ones were just like screws that had caps on them. So like you could take the cap off of the external fixator cage, and and they would just drill the screw into my bone and then connected it to the cage to stabilize my leg. I had to I had a plate in my thigh that's like right above my knee that runs off. the thigh, and I have 9 screws that run completely out the other side of my bone, just because they had to break my thigh too, because it was my hips were just so out of whack. That being said, I had an internal fixator for 6 months. I had the cage loose, so there was 2 rods. There was like 5 or 6 rods that would lead from the top of the cage to the bottom of the cage, like a diagonal. I had to break them with 2 10-millimeter wrenches every day and like turn them millimeters a day, and it would just bend the cage. And as it bent the cage, it would bend my leg with it. And I never felt the pain from that until like later in the evening, because like your bones don't just bend automatically like that. It takes time throughout the day. So I had to do that for 4 months straight, bending my own leg. And, really, it was really crazy. I had a drain tube in my thigh too when I woke up out of surgery. I don't think I was able to walk up on my own until like 5 days out from surgery. And it was just so unreal, because like I had an epidural in, like I had a catheter in, couldn't functionally do anything by myself. And it was just crazy because like it 18 years old, you would never expect to be laying in a hospital bed with an epidural, a catheter, like literally having to like fully take care of you. It's just something that's unreal. And
I have a question really quick. Can I ask one? So is it like, so this thing that you're talking about, it's almost like braces, but like for your leg? Like that's kind of like the picture that I'm getting out of it, because it literally like straightens your leg just as much like braces straighten your teeth, right? I mean, like it's not like a similar concept, but
never. But it exactly is, because that's basically what the whole ideal process was to straighten my leg and lengthen it a little bit, just so I can get that like deform back to normal. I was on crutches for, I think, it was like 6 months. No, like 4.5, 6 months. I couldn't get out of my own bed or nothing on my own for like a month. I was still a lot of pain. Killers don't even work for me. Like Tylenol, ibuprofen for a headache doesn't work, just because I was on prescription narcotics every 4 hours with a muscle relaxer, the epidural in my back that had no pain from my lower half down. Also had a morphine drip every 30 minutes. So I mean, like I was plugged up like in crazy amount. Like even after my surgery, like I still had a bunch to take home, and I because I realized that it's not really helping me anymore, and I just don't like taking them anymore. I just don't like taking pills. That's just not me. And so they actually wanted me to start walking on my leg with the cage on itself, with no crutches. And going to physical therapy and like trying to learn how to stand up on your own, and like learning how to walk is incredible, that I've never realized would be so hard in my life. Crazy, because it's weird, because like after 4 months, or okay, it's like 5 months, like that whole motor function of like your brain like realizing you have to put left foot in front of right foot, follow that same pattern. And it sucked, because sitting in my bed all day long, not being able to do anything, the wall's really closing on you hard. I just think that some people that are as active as I was, being out all day with school, the gym, and then doing everything else, and just being trapped in a room for, 20 hours of the day. Like, it's just so unreal, because, you really understand your true mental toughness at that point.
okay. Like this is just something I've observed is like you've been through all these traumatic events, right? Now, I'm just trying to understand myself. like even financially, how were you actually able to like pull all this stuff off? Like, I mean, obviously, like, you know, health insurance and things like that, but I think some of these things are even bigger scale than that, and you didn't have like a lot of support.
So like for my surgery, my dad was on really good insurance. Is like he had we're on like Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so we get really good help. But honestly, we just had to take a lot out of savings. Like I worked like, you know, close to 60 to 70 hours a week as a full weight. And then I'd also go to school in the gym, you know, 3 hours a day. So, I mean, like everything I made, I wasn't spending it on anything besides bills. So, I mean, like I was saving quite a bit. So, it really helped that even when you're young, because I mean, there's a lot of people that honestly live paycheck to paycheck because they like to spend everything they make. As if it ain't gonna help me in the long run, like what's the point? Like there's no like it's not a necessity more or less. So I think that helped a lot. And then my dad, he he had a surgery with his neck like prior to my surgery, so he was still out. So like he was able to take care of me a little bit because he was still hurting. And then so like last year we both had a total of 2 surgeries apiece. And then I've been in physical therapy for over a year straight, but he hasn't been going anymore because there's just really not much they can do. Like cost like surgeries and physical therapy alone is probably touching easily 2 million plus.
Like $2 million.
He's probably pretty easy because he had he had a neck surgery and a shoulder surgery, and then had physical therapy for like 8 months. Had physical therapy ever since March of last year, and therapy isn't cheap. And then also like all of your doctor's visits. I had doctor's visits every week, so like 3 times a month for over 6 months. So like, and then you have your price of gas, travel 2 hours there and back every time you needed to go for checkups, and then just just the other things, like just incredible.
Holy shit.
So are you currently like with your leg? Are you still doing physical therapy today?
So not with my left leg anymore. I'm now doing it for my right leg because since my right leg is shorter, I created a really bad patch of callus right
Oh
on
my
like the bottom
God.
foot right here. Big. So my right leg gets all the pressure. So now I just have really bad inflammation, and it's just really not going away. But I go in and I get I think it's like a sound for your foot. It sends like heat waves with gel, and it like really soothes and like relaxes the muscle. It helps for like an hour and a half, and then after that, it's done. But I'm just really trying to hope that goes away, because if not, it can lead into a stress fracture and it can cause a bunch of other issues too. So
Looking at this like overarching, I guess, I just think about like all the shit that you had to go through, and a lot of it was like, you know, you think about you were in a place where like you literally had to use, you know, like substances to actually even just get through the day, right? Like without like the morphine drip and like some of the other things, like it would have been to a point where like you couldn't have made, like that's pain management, like you couldn't have done anything, right? But also it suppresses emotions and things like that too. So I was just curious, even throughout all of this, how the hell did you stay positive? Like, I feel like most people, when you get to that point, you know, we were talking to who we had on yesterday. He was going to like literally end his life because of like what had been going on for him personally. So I don't know if that was something that you had ever dealt with at all throughout the journey. And like, when did I guess like the switch flip to be like, yo, like, every day's a blessing. Like, I'm just grateful to even be on this planet. I know it was a lot. There was a lot of like questions in one question, But
So like laying in, but like it was still during COVID, so like I couldn't really have guests there very much. I think I was allowed 2 or 3 guests a day. After that, like it wasn't very much. And like, yeah, I had people that came and visited me, but like really found out like after I had surgery, like who was really there for me and who was really just, really using me at the end of the day because of how nice I am. Like out of everybody that I know, that I'd say I was close with, I think only like 4 or 5 of them came to see me the whole week I was there. And it just really shows you and opens your eyes of like who's actually there for you. And it's just crazy because, at the end of the day, you think you have a lot of friends, but, you know, people that are willing to talk to you because they need that, they need the support to keep themselves sane. But at the end of the day, them like they don't got your back like you think they do. Growing up, I always thought that I was alone, because I never really had that really family connection that a lot of people do grow up with. And, never really had the support system from friends. Like, I don't think I made my first friend until I was like 16. Like, just growing up, I always thought that I was alone. And, like, per lie, like, it was hard sitting in the hospital bed realizing that, nobody's here. I literally just have to lay here in pain, waiting for somebody to come see me, you know, dragging out the conversation with the nurses just so I have somebody to talk to. Like, it's just unreal. Like, yeah, I've had times where it was difficult and, this isn't worth it anymore. I've done those moments throughout my journey. I've been like being cooped up in my room. Like, it's something that is very, very looked upon enough. At it as is that, I've already overcame this much. Why stop now? I've obviously have gone through a lot. I'm still very lucky to be here. So obviously there's somebody looking out for me, and obviously I have a purpose in life. Out for me, I just feel like I can't let him down or whoever it is because, obviously, like, and for me, I just don't really fully know the plan yet. I'm just going through the motions every day, wishing like a new sign every day to what is going to happen tomorrow.
damn. You really do have such a unique perspective. Like, I'll just be honest. Like, personally, I can't relate. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things I can't relate with, but one thing that I've been super fortunate to have is like a really, really, really good support network. Like, people that I've acquired in my lives, like friends since preschool that are out to help me and support me, that have always been there. And so I haven't, but I mean, that comes at the fault of like, sometimes I feel if I was to just be solely alone for an extended period of time, it'd be very difficult. And for you, that's a place, I would say in some regard, that you actually became comfortable with, right? So like at the end of the day, you kind of figured out that the number one supporter for you is yourself. And you were able to, like, dude, you've made so many investments in yourself too, is how I think of it. Like all these surgeries, all of the weight loss initiatives, like everything has been an investment in yourself. And like long run, it is going to pay off for you. But no, sorry, that was just kind of my one aside there. Insane. I literally I'm like speechless. I don't really know what to say right now. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, cause I know that's the first time I've ever heard that. Like, What are your thoughts on just that as an overarching story?
I'm speechless. No, but like he was touching about being grateful earlier. So I think a lot of people aren't grateful for where they are in life. Like for me, for example, like you said, like the one rep, be grateful for that one rep. Like I didn't go through the shit that you went through, so I should be grateful that I'm at least able to, do the things that I'm able to do. Like some people take things for granted and they just fucking sit on their ass all day when people wish they were in that spot and wish they had like the capabilities that they do in that moment. So it's just like, it's a wake up call for everybody watching this right now. Like there's people that have it worse than you do and you choose not to fucking put in the work. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like wake up. That's all I got.
Yeah. Every day's a blessing, so take advantage of it. And yeah, I mean, think about long term what you want to do with your life too, right? And like, you know, my dad told me a really good thing the other day. He was like, it's like, at least if you're moving, you're doing something, right? But if you're doing nothing, nothing's gonna happen for you. So you have to take the initiative to go make what you want in life happen. And like, you're literally just the embodiment of that. Like, you had every single card stacked against you from day one, right? Like, you even talked about from a genetic standpoint how you were fucked, and then it didn't matter. Like, to you, it was like, I have control over my situation, or like, you just figured out what your controllables were. You didn't worry about what you couldn't control. You just said, okay, these are things that if I work hard, I know I can fix. Like, to have the tenacity to actually just go after doctors and be like, I want to fix this. Like, I want to change my life. I think a lot of people, after the first doctor said no, they would have gave up, you know? But for you, it was like, I'm going to push to create the life that I want. And I think there's just something like so inspiring about that. Like, you were literally like embodying the InspoCast right now just through your story.
Yeah. It really is humbling because, like, you know, what people don't understand is that what you do is going to dictate what you do tomorrow. Like, what you start today is what you're going to finish in your future. What you do today is going to dictate what you do in your future. You're literally setting yourself up every day for the rest of your life. So either up off your ass and fucking make today your bitch, or you're not going to get in life. Like, you literally have to take its balls, or like, you're literally not going to get anywhere in life. You're just going to let everything walk all over you. And then, you know, I don't know. I kind of lost.
No, fucking pumped, dude. I was literally thinking about this yesterday. It was like, the past few days, you know, like, we've been super fortunate on the InspoCast to have like some really amazing guests, like stories that we would have never thought. Side note, is that a Helix cup?
Yeah. Drinking my aminos.
Shout out our boy Abraham from episode 13. Make sure to go use his code. Also, hey, make sure to go use our boy's Fit Butter code as well too. I didn't forget about that. Don't you worry.
Fit Butters.
We love Fit Butters.
I'm gonna have to order some.
I love them, dude.
It's so good.
Okay, no, I was like, shit, no, I lost my train of thought. No, I got it. So we've been super fortunate just to have like a bunch of amazing guests on recently, and also lined up going on forward too. And it's just like all of these pieces of the puzzle just kind of keep going together. And it's almost like we're actually like living out our dreams right now in our reality. But, you know, we put ourselves in a position to do that too. And so like every podcast, we get an opportunity to like learn from our guests. And like, I'm always so grateful to hear like whatever it is, you know, there's wisdom to be found in probably just about anybody. But yeah, okay, no, that was kind of my just one offside. I don't really have anything else outside of that.
I just want to say I got mad respect for you, bro. Like, it's actually insane. Like, it kind of woke me up today. Honestly, like, recently, he's been seeing I've been kind of slumped out the past few days, not really feeling it. And that's like, I guess just like being on this podcast and being around him and being around my guests, like talking to them, actually getting to know them, and like, it just inspires me more because like everybody brings their own perspective to the table, and it's just nice to, you know, hear those stories. Because like, I feel like a lot of people, like he said, like they could have heard that first no and been like, I'm giving up and I'm not going to put in the work. I could just sit on my ass and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But I feel like you have to have the people listen. You have to have the fucking, like, the mindset to just be like, I don't give a fuck how many times I get told no. I'm going to keep going until I get what I want. And that's that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Apply it to literally like whatever you're doing in life, right? You know, like, you know, you told your story of that. Like, ours is like, you know, we reach out to guests sometimes and they say no, right? Like, it just happens. But like, you can't take that no as like, oh, I give up, because you have people like that need you, you know? Like, I think about for you, like your community now that you're starting to develop on social media, like they need you to keep pushing, because like if you don't, you're not giving those people the opportunity to change their lives. Like, just as an example, like, my favorite fitness influencer, okay? Like, if he wouldn't have like posted 1,300 videos on YouTube or whatever it was, you know, like I would have never been in this chair that I'm in today, you know? So like, I'm not saying you're like responsible for doing that, but like you should take that responsibility on yourself because I mean, that's what everybody's trying to do in life, right? You're trying to motivate, you're trying to inspire. And the only way you can do that is working on yourself one day at a time. One dat mindset.
Exactly. And then like, just realizing that I get a lot of DMs, or even like people commenting on my TikToks or even on my Instagram to just go like, yo man, like thank you. Like this really helped me get up today and get off my ass, or like this really you like helped me start losing weight. I think that's the best satisfaction that anybody could ever give me is because it made me feel like I completed my purpose today.
Yes.
Because the thing that I wake up and tell myself every day is I need to make at least one person smile today because you never going through, you never know what is going through their head. Everybody has everything going through their head. Nobody's going to be the same. But also, you never know when the last time you're going to see that person is. So, I mean, I don't like having hatred towards anyone because at the end of the day, like, you don't want to end on bad terms with somebody because, you don't know either of you are going to wake up tomorrow. Like, it's literally just a blessing to say that you're alive today. That we're literally on this podcast right now, breathing air. And, it's just crazy because, like, to drive and inspire myself to get out there and really help communicate with others because like there's just so many things that go on in life that everyone is always somebody that has it worse than you. That's what I look at it as. Like I'm in pain 24/7. Like I'm in a lot of pain sitting here right now, but like I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it because there's always somebody who has it worse than me. I still have two functioning legs. I still have two functioning arms. I can still eat by myself. I still have the mindset. I still have everything I can do on my own. I have a house. I have food in my head, a stomach, a roof over my head, and gas in my car. So I mean, like personally, in my opinion, I am living the best life that I can right now.
Damn, you grateful ass motherfucker. I was literally like earlier, I was bitching about my back because I felt like I got bent over and railed in the ass from this workout I did with this dude. And I'm like, when you were talking about epidurals, I'm like, yo, slide one my way, dude, because I'm gonna need one. Like, this shit hurts. But no, you're so right. It's like, you have so many things to be grateful for. I know a lot of people that are like, yo, fuck that mindset, whatever. Like, and I'm just like, are you serious? Like, you're really going to bitch about your life? You live in a first world country where you have the opportunity to make infinite amounts of money in some sense, right? Like, you have the opportunity to, like, create your own business. You have functioning limbs. You have access to healthcare. Like, you have, like, everything. Like, how do you have an opportunity? Like, why are you going to bitch? And the other thing that I liked from you that you said was, like, I think it was almost like talking about the haters. Like, I know a prime example that he told me the other day. It was like, we got this comment on the InspoCast from some individual. I don't even remember who it was, but disregard their name. They were like, yo, man, like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, love hearing the content. And he looks at me and he kind of just starts laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing?
I was laughing.
I'm pretty sure you were. And I was like, why are you laughing? You go, that dude used to bully me in high school.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I was like, whoa. So he literally turned, you have the opportunity to turn those haters in your lives literally into believers and people that also change their own lives, which I think that's probably the most rewarding thing ever. That's like literally turning a villain into a hero type of shit.
I got this on my last podcast that I aired on, but like at the end of the day, like I still have a lot of people that have always, that have gone in that negative perspective. Not even like trying to better myself, but like more or less just trying to like put me down to make themselves feel better. Like I have a lot of people like now in my DMs like hitting me up for advice and like just telling me how proud of them how proud they are of me. Yeah, like in my opinion, like say like thank you and end the conversation because at the end of the day, like if you weren't there for me from the beginning, but then why the hell should I let you in my life now? Like, yeah, you might like look differently than you did now, but like that's because I changed my life. I was the one that did it, not without your fucking help. Like you're the one literally motivating me to be the best version of myself because you were literally the one sitting there because you weren't happy where you were in life. You were the one bitching about what you were doing today. Like now, look, like you guys are the ones asking me for advice. So I can honestly look at that as like because like realizing the people that used to hate on you like now look up to you is fucking insane to think about. And it's unreal because at the end of the day, like, yeah, if anybody has any fitness questions or anything like that, nutrition, or even just like how I live on a day-to-day basis that used to hate on me, yeah, I'll definitely like help them out and give them some tips. But like, if they want to like ask me to hold a conversation, that's just not me. Because I mean, like I said earlier, if you weren't from the start, then why the hell should I let you stay now?
Yeah.
Mad respect. This is just kind of a one-off side question. Like, you literally were 420 pounds, and now you're not that, right? And also, you had the 420-pound mindset as well at that point, and now you have a different mindset, right? I like to ask this question, like, do you view yourself as a different person now? Or, like, from that version of yourself, or like how do you compare, not like in certain terms of your self comparison, how do you compare yourself from like when you were that person versus who you are now? Like, what's the difference?
Well, I really this quote, um, I can't really, but it's like same person, or it's like same mindset, different person,
Yeah.
like that trend that's been going around,
Yeah.
or it's like same person but different mindset. I really look up to that because like I look at myself as the same person but a different mindset in life. Like, yeah, I may act differently, I may think differently than I did. Like a lot of people that I was friends with when I was big, most anymore because over the last 2 years I've a different person. And like just for my surgery alone, like sitting in my room for 3 months out of the 3 months out of the year by myself, really was actually there for me. It really changed the way I thought because it really opens on life itself as either you are who you are for a reason, or like people are just going to walk all over you and they're going to be totally okay with it. They do not care because that's what makes them feel better about
Yeah.
themselves.
Damn.
Bro, I gotta take a picture real quick.
Okay. Yo, wait, what's your rapid? Okay, well, actually, I do have a question for you. Now, okay, so we've talked about your story, right? And you actually do have an insane story, and you lost a lot of weight. The one thing that came to mind, and I think you're so courageous for doing this, because I know a lot of people would feel very self-conscious, but like the loose skin side of things, right? Like when it's almost like, well, I'm curious on what your opinion about like loose skin is, because I was curious if like you were long-term potentially like wanting to get surgery, or like if you have like a different mindset on like what that actually means.
So personally, I've always been insecure about the way I look. And to this day, I still do. I still wake up in the mirror and like I look at myself and I'm like, damn, like, I'm still fat. But like, in all honesty, it's really just extra skin. And, down the road, I would like to probably get extra skin removal surgery. But I mean, like, if worst comes to worst, I'm just gonna try and fill in to it as best as I can. Honestly, just rock it because at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna walk her out and strut that shit because it really shows what I've overcame. And like, yeah, it may not be the best compared to like other people that have abs and shit, but I mean, like, to me, this is what hard work
Yeah.
means. And somebody's gonna look at me and they're like, damn, like that boy did some shit.
Did you ask him about Lucian?
Yeah, we talked
Okay.
about this. Yeah.
Okay. Did you ask him like advice for people? Or
No.
he kind of gave it? I mean, he did kind of give it. Just rock that shit.
So, yeah.
But also, I kind of want to just talk about a little bit. Like he was like talking about people bitching. So I mean, you can either make life your bitch or you can be life's bitch. So like you can either, it's like choose your heart. You can either choose fucking sit on your ass playing COD all day, fucking shoving food down your throat, waking up feeling like shit, or you can choose the heart of pushing yourself to the max, getting better every day, maybe feeling exhausted at points, but actually doing something with your life instead of just basically wasting your life.
Yeah.
You know?
It like literally like I'm tired right now, and like I get a solid 8 hours of sleep every night. But I mean, I'm just so throughout the day. I think I walk around like 10 to 12,000 steps a day. I'm on my feet. I wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm out of the house, showered, ate my pre-workout, grabbed my backpack, everything for school. I go to the gym by 7:30. I'm already there. After I do everything around the house, take the dogs out and everything, and then I'm at the gym till like 9:30, 10,
God.
and then I go to class all day until like up to 5 p.m. And then, home work. I have to do homework. If I need to go do cardio to get extra steps in, I'll go do that. And then, sometimes I'll just go out and ride my motorcycle for a little bit to like clear my head, get a new perspective at life. Like, I hate being home. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
There's some people that are just like, dude, I don't know how you have to be out 24/7. I'm like, it's not for me. Like, literally, if nobody wants to hang out, I will literally just go sit in my car in like our local park and listen to music, or I'll literally just put my headphones in and just walk around, or I'll even go to Walmart and just like walk around and see what new food items. Or I'll just like study nutrition facts, or like I'll even just like bust out YouTube and just like start really learn things, because every day there's something new you can learn. The human is so weird that nobody is ever gonna know about somebody else. Like you make yourself who you are.
Yo, oh my gosh. Well, one, because I've been that person before. Now I'm more of a homebody, but I think part of the reason is like I spend a lot of time working on this, like the podcast. So like, it's a give and take. It's still hard work, but it just looks different. So, I mean, everybody, suit what is best for your lifestyle. Like if you're running like your own business and you have to work from home, you have to work from home, right? That's just how it is. But definitely get outside, get out and move. But I just think about like you have the discipline, like I'm just seeing it in you.
Yeah.
Like when you want something, you just go get it. Like that's how you operate. And I'm curious how you want to apply that mindset to your content, like how you want to grow in the social media space, because like seeing how like dedicated you are to your craft, like if you dedicate yourself there, inevitably whatever you want to happen is going to happen. So like, what do you want to do and what does it look like?
So, honestly, like so I'll like start out on how I do it. So I try and post like 3 to 4 a day, just kind of depends. And then, you know, I also post like a reel every day, or like I'll post a reel post and then a post. But like sometimes there'll be certain days where I'll try and hit like 3 or 4 reels, like 2 or 3 reels a day. But like right now, one that's really popping off that has like 35,000 likes, and it just keeps going day by day. So, but I mean, really, I honestly just want to like, I've terms with that. I'm never gonna look like, come to terms that I'm never gonna look like, a few of the people that are in the industry that are like fully jacked, like ripped, shredded as hell. I'm never gonna be the David Lade of like social media. I look at it as there's not very many people that are in the industry have had a really crucial information, have gone through so much like I have. And I think that you really love to get into the industry and really change the game to like really help people, because yeah, there's coaches who help you lose weight, but I mean like they've never want to lose weight. I want to get a coach that has gone through the experience. I want a coach that has gone through the living hell of fighting themselves. That's had personal experience from literally becoming obese to beast. Like, it's just like one of those things that personally I would love to do, because like, I really look at it as, you got to make today your bitch, or you're never going to get anywhere in life. I just really want to help inspire others. And, I would love to become a motivational speaker too. I think I have a opportunity coming up months at a school here and around my area, and talking to high schoolers, just kind of, foot out the door and just really start this opportunity, because I throughout the day and I'm never ever like 100% on top of my game. But I mean, I do my best. I hate procrastinating. Like all my whole like have at least done a week early, just because I just don't like it. I think we had a paper due like a month. We got a paper assignment like a month ahead of time, and I finished it within a week. And then I sat, relaxed the whole month, and like focused on fitness and everything else. And I just really think that my competition show at Summer Shredding in October is really going to help open the doors and really help get myself out there. And I just really like chasing codes more or less, because if you chase a code, you're not going to get like you're just money chasing that bag. Personally, yeah, money's nice, but I mean, if if you get money because you love what you do and you're not like two-faced bitch and like you're a different person in person than you are online, then I just don't think that's cool. Like, it would be nice to like collab with some companies, but like at the end of the day, rush it, because everything that is going to happen in your life is going to come. It's just all a certain time. You just have it's all a certain time. Everything, and every day is a new day. Like I said, the world just spins on a clock. You just have to be patient with the progress and trust your motivation and trust your desire, because that's what's really going to get you far in life.
Timing is key to a lot of stuff. Like I heard a really good analogy. Well, it wasn't even an analogy. It was just kind of like a fact about life is like, when you go after and try to chase happiness, you'll never catch it. In fact, it's something you can't catch. It just comes to you naturally. Like you think about the best moments in your life when you like are truly happy, when you reflect back on it, you never expected it to happen in the first place. So a lot of people, I do believe, when they're chasing the codes and they're chasing money and they're, chasing success, like from not good intentions, it never happens. It never happens how you want it to. So like, just enjoy the process that you're in. Like I can only imagine right now, like the process that you enjoy is the fact that you're creating a completely different lane in the fitness industry and sphere of a person that comes from like a true reality of like you've come from a lot of hurt. Like you remind me of like David Goggins in at least some light, like your mindset and some of the stuff that you've gone through. Like I know somewhere down the line he's impacted you. But you're right. Like there's not a lot of fitness influencers out there that are just like honest and real like that. Like, they portray themselves as bigger than life and you really are just a normal person, but in here you're bigger than life, So no, I'm super happy for you on the motivational speaker side. The other thing I heard was the Summer Shredding Classic. So are you going to Houston then in October?
Yeah, I'm doing the transformation category.
Ooh, dude, you might fuck around and win that thing. I'm not kidding.
Me and my coach, I'm going in with the mindset that I'm gonna win, because if you don't have the mindset that you're gonna win with anything you're gonna do, then you're not gonna fucking do it. You show up the best version of yourself. You have to show up with that mindset, or you're not gonna get anywhere in life. That's just literally how it is. And like, communicate on the daily. Like, I always just I stay dedicated, just because I really realize like how far of potential I have. Like, say I don't win it, I don't win it. But I mean, it's just still that opportunity to nationally show my transformation is something insane. To say that I even made it on stage, to be able to stand in front of the biggest people in the industry is just insane.
I believe in speaking things into existence, so I just want you to say it. What's going to happen in October for you when you step on that stage? What's going to happen?
I'm so excited, because the mindset that I have is, because I'm only maintaining right now. I haven't started my prep because it's so far out. But right now, ending harder than I ever have, and I'm doing the best that I can, because October I'm gonna be in the best fucking shape that I've ever been, and don't give a fuck who else is on that stage. Like, yeah, I have respect for them off the stage, but on that stage, nobody else matters but me. Because fuck, like I am me, who I am for a reason. None of these people understand who I am. Like, yeah, they may have overcame for him. Like, cool, but I mean, at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I want to take that trophy.
Fuck yes, dude. Yes, that's what we like to hear. Oh, and it's going to happen. And once you win, I'm going to take this clip that you just said, and I'm going to smash it together with your first place trophy on the Summer Shedding Classic stage. Or the transformation category stage, I should say. Yo, anybody that is successful in life has haters. I genuinely believe that. Like, you think about the best people in the world. Who are your haters? And like, what do they look like? And they may be just people that talk behind your back or whatever. But like, I'm even curious about on social media, like, what do you have haters? And if you do, what do they look like?
They're honestly like, I had a few people that would like troll my TikTok, and they had like one video, and they're like, "Oh, big dude just thinks he's such a badass. Like, he never even hits legs." I'm like, dude, I was like, so hard not to retaliate, but at the end of the day, like, they're literally just boosting their self ego. Like, that's what literally makes them happy. And like, no matter how, as you grow your platforms, as you grow your following, you're always going to have hate. No matter if you're not even doing fitness, or like, even if you're not trying to be an influencer, or like, I don't even like saying influencer, but like, if you're not trying to motivate others, I mean, like, if you're a normal person in life, you're always going to have haters. No matter where you go, always going to be somebody that's going to try and put you down, because that's what makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Because I've witnessed that my whole life, because at the end, it's never going to be there for you. There's always going to be that one person that's always going to try and hold you down because they don't want you to succeed.
Yeah. I also want to kind of piggyback a little bit off of that. I was talking to one of my homies. His name's Peyton. He's a D1 football player. We're like talking about how like I'm happy, like we're surrounded around, like I'm happy I'm with this guy all the time, and I'm happy I'm able to be on the InspoCast talking to like-minded individuals, because like obviously like the percentages, like there might be like 5 people, and like not 5 people, 5% out of all people that are actually like disciplined, chasing a goal or whatever that percentage is. But when you think about it, that other big 90+% percentages, they're people that don't have goals and ambitions. They're getting their pleasure from going out to eat every night, going to the bars on the weekend, just doing these things that make them happy. And, you know, they just come out here and try and put people like us down because they like hate to see us succeed because they're not doing it, you know?
A lot of they just kind of question. Oh, go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead.
The true happiness. Like, yeah, they're chasing what makes them happy, but they see somebody doing better than them. So they don't like that, because it really shows it. Because I've been in their shoes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, when I was big, I used to hate on people that were small, and you know, to it as you understand they're really happy in life and they're doing it all on the. So people really like to try and knock you down and put you a step further, because they don't want to see you on top of the world. They want down. They don't want to see you better than them. I look at it as every day that I wake up is today I'm going to be better than I was yesterday.
Bro, this dude just gave me motivation for years.
I know, bro. Like, this dude came to this podcast, and I was like, get your fucking shit together, bro, because this is going to be a wild ride. This man's going to flip us in a fucking 720 hamstring flip and just, like, murk us. And that's what's literally happening. Because the other thing I think about, too, just touching on that topic, is, like, your friends are very, very important to your overall success. Or I should say, your network at large. Like, yes, you're close friends, but like even just the people that you communicate with on a daily, a weekly, a monthly basis, because that's going to kind of determine your trajectory, so to speak. Like, if you surround yourself with those people you identified as that other 90%, right? You know, they fall into those bad habits constantly. I mean, you're a result of your environment, right? Like, that's exactly what's going to happen to you over time. Like, it's going to take over your life. So surround yourself, InspoCast audience, with like-minded individuals that have goals that revolve around what you want to do. It doesn't have to be the same exact goal in mind. It doesn't even have to be the same exact industry. It doesn't matter. Just like the intrinsic characteristics of, like, you know, what their drive is, their motivation, their discipline, their intentions behind what they do. You know, there's a lot of different things, but like seeking after those people is probably the best investment you can ever make in your entire life. Like, more impactful than like buying that Lambo that you want, than buying like your best house in the world. Like finding the people in life that you truly resonate with. Because at the end of the day, too, it's like the only thing you got is like yourself and your memory. So there's my 2 cents.
Bro, go
To
ahead.
touch on that, you know, if there's somebody if there's somebody in your life that has a presence on you or changed their perspective on you, and now they are bettering yourself and seeing that you are becoming the person you want to be, and they're starting to hold you back, don't keep that negative energy in your life, because personally, you don't need it. There's going to be way more opportunities in your life. They're going to be way positive. Waste that one friend that held you back. Yeah, you might have that connection with them, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have to look at what's going to be better for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's like a lot of people who like are like, I want to live with you, or I want to hang with you, or like whatever, and like I just can't put myself in those situations because there's some people I just know I can't be around because like they're just not on the same level as me. And if I go, like Kobe said that one, there's like this quote or something. He's like, why would I go do this if it's just gonna bring my level down? Like I have to surround myself with people who are on my level so I can keep improving on myself. Cause like there's like some situations where I want to go out or whatever, not go out, but like go hang out with some people that I used to in the past or whatever. And like I physically and mentally just can't push myself to do it because I know it's just gonna lower my level, and I know I'm not gonna enjoy the time while I'm there either way because I'm just on a different mission.
And what you touched on was like, you know, your best option is if you have somebody holding you back is, you know, you have so many other opportunities in life. But I will say, you know, making that decision for a lot of people is very difficult.
Yes.
Like I know several people in my life that honestly, they have, and you see potential in people too. Like they have the potential to literally take over the fucking world type of shit. And it's like the thing that's holding them back is the people that they surround themselves with. And for them, you know, they're very like emotional creatures, and, you know, they've developed a bond with somebody to a degree, right? And they're like, you know, I can't get myself to just like, honestly, just like toss this relationship away. But it's like by you doing that, you know, getting rid of the old, you're going to go achieve what you want. Like there was this girl that I saw on social media. She was talking about how like she had this kind of shittier vehicle, and, you know, like in her mind that was awesome because she didn't have a car payment. But the problem with that was like she had this anxiety constantly of like, oh my gosh, what if my engine busts down? What if my transmission busts down? So like, you know, she didn't really want to make that car payment every month, but she knew that if she did that, so much of her anxiety would be gone. And I think it's very similar with your friends, right? Yeah, maybe you're going to have to ditch this person and not hang out with them or limit your contact, but long term, that investment that you make elsewhere is what's going to drive you to be the version of yourself that you want to be.
Yeah. It's a lonely place too, though.
Yeah, you have to. And that's why we have the InspoCast, baby, because it gives us the opportunity to have like-minded individuals on here that are crazy-ass motherfuckers that lose 200 pounds and literally have all the motivation, motivation, discipline, and inspiration in the whole entire motherfucking world. Hashtag to the moon.
I also got one last quick question because you're so disciplined. Like, what do you do to set up your day? Do like do a to-do list or whatever, or how do you set up your days?
So I don't really have to-do lists. I have it all in my head. Like I like day. I already have the next 2 to 3 days planned out. Like I don't have them planned out hour to hour, but like I know what I have to get done. Like I already know like what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. Like I already know what I need to accomplish for classes tomorrow. I already know what I already know that I have a test Friday. I already know that Wednesday I'm away to study in the afternoon for that test. And I also know that I need to do extra cardio that morning so I don't have to worry about it afterwards. So I have the time to study. And realize you have your whole day planned out before your day starts, you're gonna have an amazing fucking there's so many people that honestly don't know what they're doing. Like there'll be a lot of people that'll be like, oh yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing within the next hour. I'm like, well, I'm telling you guys, like, if you set up your day in advance, your day is going to go so much smoother.
And every day is a blessing, like you said. So, you know, you think about the biggest days of your entire life, or like call them the biggest days, right? You know, maybe like your first day of school that you had, or like your last day of the last first day of school that you had, or stuff like that. Like those days, you're always like planning out, you know, like your lunch and like what you're going to wear and all these other things. You could literally do that and have that feeling every single day. Like you could. And you would be a productive beast all the time, but you don't, because you just don't. You decide you don't want to. You fall into the trap of the Monday through Friday, and Mondays suck, and Friday's finally time off. And it's like,
Sunday's
dude,
a reset day.
yeah, it's like every day is is literally a new opportunity from the universe, and it's a completely new day. Like literally, this is the first day of its kind today.
Sundays are my rest days. So when I start getting up in the morning on Monday, I'm like, all right, today's Monday reset. Today's the day that I reset all the negative energy, all the like I need to revert all the positive thoughts back in. Today's the beginning of a new week, and if I bust my ass and grind hard this week, imagine the progress I'm going to make by the end of this week.
That's true.
Facts. And also, I think about it as Sundays actually are, I mean, they are really good rest days. And there's two ways you can think about it. It can be a reset day. So, you know, you had a bender of a weekend, right? And you got to kind of like get your shit back in order. Yeah. Or it can be a get ahead day. So, you know, you take the time to really plan out your week. And I think that's the position that you always want to be in. Yeah. So take the initiative, take care of yourself on Sundays, and push yourself so that you can, you know, square things away so you can get shit done this week and become the version of yourself that you want. And it happens one day at a time. Hashtag one day.
I kind of want to piggyback off that. I know we're about to hop off, but I mean, you can either live, there's like basically two lives you can live. You can live one of two lives. The first one, Monday through Friday, you half-ass it, you get through your 9-to-5 job, and you get to Friday night and Saturday to party. And Sunday, you sleep in and just lay down all day, feel like shit, and be like, dread the whole new week. Or you can bust your ass off Monday through Friday, even on Saturday too. Sunday, you just fucking relax and enjoy your time, spend time with your family, and just basically journal and do the things to set up your new week so you can be that fucking beast every week, you know?
Mm-hmm. Any pro tips for the audience really quick on things that they can do on Sunday? And then we'll do our wrap-up questions.
Personally, the most motivation I can give you guys on Sundays is everyone is usually off on Sundays. So that's the day that, you know, say you go to church. There are people that go to church. Myself, I work overnight, so I really don't have the opportunity to go to church. But basically take Sunday as the day to kind of unwind, relax, and by the afternoon, you know, really start to realize the new mindset, because Monday is a new week.
Yeah.
Don't let the mindset that, oh, fucking Mondays suck, they're such a drag, like I want this day to be over with. No, look at it as today's a new day, today's the beginning of a new week, and if I start grinding hard today, just imagine how much progress I'm going to make by Saturday next week.
God damn. Let's go. You're a beast. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, this conversation was above and beyond anything that I expected. I'm pretty sure I say that actually every single episode. I think you can attest to that. But this one in particular, especially in terms of mindset, motivation, you know, the trials and tribulations that you went through. I'm probably going to like go back through this and actually listen to that, because that's probably what I'm going to put in the thumbnail, because this is going to be a juicy conversation for literally everybody to see. Episode 19. Holy shit. Go check it out. We're going to leave all of his links in the description down below, but we're not done yet, because now we got the wrap-up questions, baby. So the very first one that I have for you, we have 3 wrap-up questions that we do every single podcast. I don't know if you saw the whole Alex episode or not.
I think I got to the questions. I can't remember.
Okay, so get ready, because you get to answer them this time. So the first one for you is going to be on the next episode of the InspoCast. Well, actually, it would be episode 21, because we're doing episode 20, so sorry about that. But the next episode of the InspoCast, who would you want to hear on? Like, and it can't be Arnold, but like outside of that, who would you want it to be on?
I know, since mine's kind of like like a crazy transformation type thing. I have a really good buddy that he he's lost over 300 and some pounds. Like he's incredible transformation. His Dalton, I think it's like Dalton, and then it's like MSS. See him on Instagram, but I mean, like his TikTok, he has like over 500,000 followers. His Instagram's got like 60K. I mean, he's out there. He's competing in summer shredding in June. And he's a really good guy. He actually just got an offer for Young LA to work as a term partner for 3 months.
Dude, good for Dalton, man. That's awesome. I actually love the transformation stories. I will say I am a fat to fit, but nothing of like the degree that you are or that Elias is. So I think it's a very unique category. And I think anybody in fitness, whether you're jacked or whether you are fat or whether you're skinny, can learn from those kinds of things. So Dalton, we are coming after you, my friend. I'm going to send you this clip. We want you on the InspoCast, okay? Now, thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. The second question that I have for you, and this is more of like an open-ended response, and I know, you talked a lot today in terms of mindset and motivation, but think of kind of like a summary. We want to give you like a platform to talk to your audience, whether that be, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like the people that you want to talk to today, summarize this overall message of yourself and leave them with some words of wisdom and some motivation.
So personally, if you wake up, every day is going to be, the second you wake up, it's going to be a good day because you woke up above ground. You didn't wake up 6 feet under. So you take that with the grain of salt. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you want to the gym, yeah, motivation is going to be key at first. But if you start to rely off that motivation, you're looking at it as more of a chore.
Yeah.
Like a hobby. Because you have to understand that if you don't fall in love with the process and make it a hobby, you're never going to see progress in the gym because you literally hate going. And then if you just wait, or even just like trying to get in the best shape of your life, do your own research. Never listen to what anybody else has to say. Like, yeah, what people have to say are help. A lot of the times, like, everybody's different. So you have to understand that you have to do a trial and error and find out what works with you. Don't ever give up when you hit a plateau or anything like that, because your body's going to hit a plateau. Everybody does. It's because your body gets so used to that composition that you have to change it up. Whatever in life, just remember there's somebody that always has it worse than you. And that being said, today is your day. Get after that easy and stand the fuck up.
Stand the motherfucking fuck up right now. I know your lazy ass is watching this shit in bed right now. So get the fuck out of bed and get on the road, put your shoes on, start fucking walking. It's time to grind. Today is the starting day. Like we said, it's Sunday right now as we're recording this. I actually don't. It's probably not going to come out on a Sunday. But pretend it's Sunday, okay? And now is the day to get ahead. Holy shit, I am fucking fired up right now. And audience, you should be too. Links in the description down below. Go check this man's TikTok. Go check this man's Instagram. Go use this code for Fit Butters. I've had them before. They're fucking amazing. Last question. We have one more for you.
Give the viewers, the real viewers who made it to the end of the video, something to comment down. It can be anything that comes to mind.
Comment in the comment section down below. What are they commenting?
And I want you guys to comment the most special motivation that you've ever heard in your life. Whether it's bad, list something that's always kept you pushing and kept you striving to be the best version of yourself, whether it's good or bad.
Ooh, okay. So think of it as like that motivational phrase almost that comes to mind for you when you think of, when you're down bad, what comes to mind for you to kind of keep you going? So that's actually a really good one. It's very unique too. So there's not going to be no hashtags in this one. Sorry, not sorry, but holy shit, that is going to wrap up episode 19. This is actually probably, no, I'm not saying it. Okay, I am. It's been one of the craziest episodes we've had to date. I say that every podcast. Every podcast just keeps getting better because you as guests keep staying amazing, and we just keep getting better at asking questions. So, holy shit, any last words that you have for us, Mr. Rodney?
we covered pretty much everything. Thanks for letting me have on here. I appreciated it. You know, something that I really do enjoy. I love speaking. I'm an open book. And, you know, if anybody ever has any questions, be happy to reach out. It might take me a little bit to get back because I'm a student and everything, but I'd be happy to be a hand with anything you're going through, man. Just remember that you're never alone.
Dude, hell yes. And we appreciate you coming on. I know your channel is going to grow over time. I'm super excited to see it. And I hope you get to see our growth on the InspoCast keep occurring. And hey, in the future, I know there's going to be another collab. We'll call it season 2 when we have you back on. But I can't wait to see you when you win summer shredding and you literally get everything in life that you ever said you were going to, because it's going to happen. And so is everybody else in this audience that actually watches this whole entire podcast. But make sure, if you haven't already, you like this, you comment, you have the bell notifications on, you subscribe. If you haven't already, like literally, if you made it this far and you didn't, you're stupid. Like, I'm just saying it. So, no, I'm done.
It's in this video, you're a king.
Yes, hashtag king, baby. Yo, I showed you the tag. That was crazy. I was like, no way. I literally have it branded on like everything I own. So when I saw that, you're like Young Kings, I was like, no fucking way, dude. Me and him are best friends now. But without further ado, that is going to conclude episode 19 of the InspoCast. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.